Travoris Hawkins is a cinematographer and photographer based in Augusta, but he lives by the motto, have work, will travel. And his work includes advertising, film, and corporate branding, from crafting captivating commercials to documenting moments like weddings with precision. Travoris strives to push the boundaries of visual storytelling and leave a lasting impression on viewers. Travoris has a great backstory too, and I'm just so glad that you're going to get to meet him, and I'm so glad to get to talk to you. I saw a video that you did, and it's on YouTube. Any of you could watch it. It's like a My Story, sponsored by SRP, a project that you're starting.
Yes, ma'am.
So
so I sponsor with, I partner with SRP. I do a lot of media with them, and in talking to them about doing it for the community and doing it for their partners in small businesses, they gave me the idea of, hey, let's start with you. You know, so yeah, that's how that got off the ground.
Fantastic. Well, it's really exciting to see how your career has come together. You're doing what you love.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's interesting because there was a specific time in your life when you began to realize, oh, yeah, I want to do this. I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. And you talk about going down the rabbit holes on YouTube and teaching yourself, but it goes back to a change in schooling when you were in middle school and you had an opportunity to go to a different school, Langford,
yes,
which also put you in a different part of Augusta, a different neighborhood. How was that impactful to you?
A big light bulb just went off, you know. So I was originally at East Augusta Middle School, and my mother kind of saw something in me, and she wanted me to see something a little different, you know. So we used my father's address for Langford Middle School,
right? And
my first 2 weeks was kind of rough because I'm out of my original element, you know. So, but I started meeting so many different people, kids whose parents were lawyers, doctors, nurses, you know, things that I have never really been privy to. And then I'm going to their homes and seeing all this artwork on the wall, and they're telling me about the trips that they're taking. And I'm like, whoa. So when I would go back home to the neighborhood and I would say, hey, my friend at school has this, and they're like, no, you don't. But it really showed me that it was a difference in the way that we were being taught.
Exactly.
And it wasn't that I was being taught bad. It's just the environment wasn't up to par to what I was getting at school.
And that exposure gave you a lot of incentive to think, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to live like this. And you met some key people along the way.
Yes.
And you started with a little $200 camera maybe, but you knew, I can do this.
Yes.
I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but this I want to do.
Yes. I went to my cousin Ronnie, and he gave me $200. And I bought a little flip HD camera. Yeah. And when I tell you, I went down a rabbit hole of YouTube, and I just learned how to use it, you know, to the capabilities of what that camera could do. And it just took off from there.
You know, you say that Tyler Perry is a real role model for you.
Yes.
And you like what he's done. A lot of the reason is because he stayed right here in Georgia.
Yes. So that's my, I would say, my muse with what I'm trying to do right here from Augusta. You know, he did it from the South, and I always look at it, you know, you have your Hollywoods, you have your New Yorks, but as Andre 3000 said, the South has something to say. Yeah. You know, so we have the tax incentives down here, and then a lot of celebrities are moving to the South. You know, so we're able to film in our backyard, and I want to ultimately bring that to Augusta.
I love that. I love that. You have scholar films right now.
Yes.
And you do a lot of independent work. Like you said, you do corporate work, you do weddings, you have a lot of different things that you do, and people can go to your website and find out about you. But you also had a mentor who was really important to you. It was when you stepped away from film and thought you'd be a teacher for a hot minute, and then decided, no, I took a big pay cut to do this. Nope. But the principal saw something in you.
Yes, Dr. Young. I'm so indebted to her, because when I was leaving the school system, she said, you need to meet my husband. You know, so she said he had saw some of the work that I had did for the school, and he said, I need to meet this guy. So we talked for a little while. He said, well, what you about to do? I said, well, I'm moving to Atlanta at that time. I'm moving to Atlanta, and I'm going to film full time. He gave me a quick test, and I failed the test, like I bombed it. So I'm thinking up until that point, I knew everything about film. And from there, he said, hey, I'm gonna have you teaching film. At that time, I was teaching science. So I'm gonna have you teaching film for 2 years up under me. After that, you'll be ready. And when I tell you I was ready after those 2 years, like he was a real angel. You know, he was a real angel. Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What are your next steps?
My next steps is I want to start on my short film. So right now I have a project that I'm working on with the golfers in Augusta that's telling the story of the caddies from the Augusta Nationals.
Oh, love that.
So I have 3 steps to it. I have the documentary, I have the short film, and then I want to get on the national radar and make it into a feature film.
Terrific.
Yes, ma'am.
Terrific. Well, Travoris, you're so interesting, and I love your story. And everybody loves to see when a kid has a dream and they work toward it and they make it happen. You can reach Travoris Hawkins through Scholar Films. That's at 142 8th Street in Augusta, or call 706-832-5921. You can reach out by email to info@scholarfilms.com. And you thought the Roomba in your house was a cool thing? Coming up on Jenny, new tech that could change the way you mow your lawn.